This wall here, now let me explain this to you. First off, this wall here is going to be a complete temple timeline wall. It's going to be all done as a temple timeline. It's very impressive. It's a pretty big project, and they're still in the midst of the real design of it now. It's going to be done here, short term, but that was the more extensive project for the decorating firm, was to come in here and figure out how this wall is going to get laid out. But it's going to be a cool temple timeline wall. So I'm anxious myself. I've seen the sketches of it. I think it's going to be really impressive. This wall here, this wall is all about, where we would have our offensive, defensive, special team player of the week award. If a guy was Big East, like Brandon was Big East Specialist of the Week, and we feature our guys on this wall. We only do that, we'll feature a Big East Player of the Week. No matter whether we win or lose, we'll never feature a Temple Player of the Week unless we have a victory. Okay, that's why these are blank here right now. Okay, they're blank. They were filled before, after Villanova. Now they've been blank. We need to get them filled. Okay, so that's kind of a good overview of the building. I'm happy to answer any questions about the building or anything else you want to talk about. Well, I got a couple minutes before I got to get back upstairs and kind of get back to game planning a little bit here. But certainly anything you have, I'm happy to answer.
Just your overall thoughts on it. You talked about individual rooms, but your overall thoughts on the whole project.
I think we have a state-of-the-art facility right now that can compete with anybody in the conference we're in. As I said, there could be one better, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, we have a beautiful facility here, state-of-the-art, great rehab center, great training room, great weight room, and anything any Division I football player would want. You're proud to come in here. You're proud to call this your football facility, your home, if you will. And it's very appealing, and the response we've gotten has just been phenomenal. So we're heading in the right direction. This whole thing is just going to be quite a beautiful complex. So we're excited about it, and we should be.
Steve, what's it like to build something like this when you've been at other places? I know there were some renovations that took place in Florida, but SEC program, you've been at Indiana, you've been at Notre Dame. What's it like to come here and kind of put your own stamp on it?
Honestly, it's been overwhelming. I've been involved in this thing morning, noon, and night. It occupied a tremendous amount of my time, but it's been fun, and I got a lot of pride in it, because I really felt like I was able to come in here and kind of put my stamp on it and kind of get the things done that I've collected through the years, but had to be done within the framework of what we had. And I thought we maximized this place for what we had, space, building, where we were. We had to maximize it. I think we didn't waste anything. So I'm really proud of it. I'm proud of what's gotten done here, and obviously real appreciative to the university that they wanted to share the commitment that we had to have here. Part infrastructure is part of what goes into making this move that we're making right now. We had the infrastructure, we had the plan for the infrastructure. This came before us getting in the Big East. We were going to do this regardless. So that was a big step. A lot of people, to do this takes, you don't do this in 6 months. So we had a lot of effort into this. But then to kind of, just keep, I'm picking out the chair backing colors. I'm picking out the furniture. I'm picking out the height of the tables. It's like, wow. Stuff, the shades, are they electronic, are they pull, what degree sunlight can come through them. You're sitting here like, but we're not quite finished yet, but you look back, I walk around here, I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of it. And I'm really proud of the commitment of our university and honestly our alumni, that the football people that made this happen. And it's a huge step. I know you guys know that. This is no small step here right now. So, and of course, we're researching out our indoors. So we got a lot, we've got a lot on the table here right now that we're committed to doing. It's all part of the building process right now. It's all part of it, and it allows you to recruit. I haven't had a chance yet, to recruit to the Big East. Now we are, and it's perfect timing, because that's what you need to do. You're trying to attract, high caliber player. In order to do that, you got to have a facility that matches, that fits, and otherwise you can't do it. And that's what it's all about. You got to have great players to win, and you got to go. You got to recruit to that, and it's exciting.
How long to the payoff? It's not, you don't change colors and looks and it happens right away. There's got to be a plan.
There's a plan. There's a process. Listen, I sometimes hear statements, it's like, oh well, because we lost a couple games now. It's like, oh, Temple, it's back to. You guys have all been here long enough. Nothing here is back to where it was. That was the problem. There wasn't that kind of commitment, you know, and so you couldn't kind of grow. So here we are, you know, now we're here, we are so united as a university, okay? We're all aligned, everyone's aligned at this university right now, completely, all the way from the top down. And obviously, we're putting our money where our mouth is, and that's why we're committed to where we're headed right now. And I get it. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, we got in the Big East 5 months ago, and here we are. You know, we had a schedule laid out that matched the MAC. We always played a high non-conference schedule. And now here we are, bam, we're in the Big East. Well, that's fine. For our future, this is tremendous. And as I think I said the other day when I spoke on the Big East conference call, you know, we're not that far out of there right now. But we lost 2 games because we're not where we need to be right yet, okay? And it's a work in progress, coupled with we lost a tremendous amount of players last year, coincidentally. Okay, that is what it is. I mean, but where are we headed, where are we tracked? We got some very good players that are very young right now, collected with our plan, our facilities. It's going to be a steady growth. Is it going to happen in 2 months? Is it going to happen in a year? Is it going to happen in a couple of years? I don't have the exact answer. Do I think we're looking at a 5 to 7 year deal? No, I don't. You know, I can't pinpoint for everybody. Is it a month? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 2 years? I mean, it's going to be in there. It's going to be in there as we build this thing, and we're going to make strides. And you know, the problem is in our world, I get it. You know, I've been through it. I mean, it's like, wait a minute, it's like right here and right now. Like, what? You know, but you guys mostly understand that, and but I'm real optimistic, man. I really am. I know that this is going to be, the future is going to be tremendous. I know that. It's just a matter of recruiting, developing's huge. We have good young players here right now. We have our last year class, in my opinion, happens to be a class that will be able to compete very well in the Big East, thank God. And we got to get them on the field and just get them playing, you know, to get them ready. And we're doing that. But along with that, it's going to come some of the things we saw, you know, it's going to happen. And but I think they're talented guys. I really do. So that's why this isn't like fake excitement. This is real excitement because it's real. And but everybody wants it a little quicker always. But we'll get there.
You talked about the possibility that indoor facility on that track. Do you know what the latest is on that?
Well, I mean, I really don't know. I can't, and I don't know. I don't know that I said that, but I did say is we're in that process right now for sure, and that's where. Not will, it will, where, and then when, and near term. We got to get that done. You know, that's the next piece. But once again, when you're dealing with tremendous people that, like I say, that's what's great here. It's like, we got to get that done. We're going to find a way to get that done. We're going to find a way to get that done. We're going to find a way to get this done, got it done. Now we're going to get that done. And that was never like that here. That's why, you know, it sort of failed before that way, you know, the big last time round. It's not going to happen now. So this is what had to be done then, but it wasn't. Now it is. So this is why it's great for you guys to walk through here and feel this a little bit. It's tremendous, you know.
Have you started seeing that the feedback? I mean, you said you need this to recruit.
Yeah.
Have you, you know, when you visit kids? And I know it's early, but like.
Well, I can't go in. I got to be careful what I say. I guess I can't really talk about recruiting. But if you're asking me, has this had a major impact for us? If I phrase it just like that, absolutely.
You've seen it already.
Your people, you walk through here, which, you know, it's just a sales business. You looked at this and you said, what? Pretty nice, right? That's what people say. I mean, your response is, wow. And I think we have a really engaging staff, you know, an experienced staff, an engaging staff. That's all part of it. It's just sales. It's all sales. It's all belief. It's all, here's your plan. I want to follow that plan. I believe in that. I believe in this. You know, it's the fact that, you know, Philadelphia is really just a cool place to be. It's the fact that, you know, Temple is just, I mean, go look at Temple. They're building that beautiful dorm. It's gorgeous. The new basketball facility. I mean, you can only talk so much. At some point, you got to see the proof in the pudding a little bit. You walk people here and they see, they're like, wow. And then I think when I walked here a year and a half ago to take this job, I first came down, I was like, I walked in here, I was like, oh boy. You know, and where it is now, like, come on. I mean, it's just come leaps and bounds in the last year and a half. Never mind the last remarkably further ahead than where it is right now 5 years from now. Like, remarkably. there could be some stuff that I don't even want to say, but there could be remarkably nicer and better and cool. So that's the vision, and I think it's the right timing to match it all. So
How long after you got here did you think about putting this together? When did planning?
immediately, I can tell you the very first time I walked in this building, I said, "We're going to put a new building up here." I knew it had to be done. And the beautiful thing about it was it had been talked about here now for some time. It wasn't like that was an original idea, but then it was going about, you know, making it happen. You know, connecting all the right dots with the right people. But I knew this had to be done. There's no question about it. You know, we were going to get outdated in the MAC. Never mind the Big East. I mean, that's just where it is. It's just what's going on out there in the country. And so we knew it had to be done. I knew we had to get in the Big East. I knew that had to be done. I just knew when I first got here, those were things that had to happen. They had to happen, and they did.
Other than the practice facility, what are some of the other things you think you guys need to do to stay competitive in recruiting as far as?
I mean, you got to get your facilities right. You know, you've got to put forth your plan, and then you've got to show incremental growth. You know what I mean? You got to show that, and that's important. And then I think players got to people got to see where they fit in. I mean, where they fit in, and a lot of guys they want to get to it, they want to go and they want to play early, and all kinds of cool stuff. So, so being in a BCS conference, being in the Big East, national exposure, national TV, all that stuff, it all goes hand in hand.
And you said you were really impressed with your freshman wideouts.
Yep.
Is there a chance that Deloach will start against South Florida?
Those guys will all play. They will play. Is it going to be 25 snaps, 3 snaps, who start? I'm not into all that right now. But I'll tell you dead in the eye, unless they show up late for practice 2 days. I mean those guys are playing. We're committed to playing the young players in our program, and we're gonna deal with the growth hiccups along the way.
What have you seen specifically from Deloach, from Robbie Anderson?
I mean, Roman is whatever he is, 6'5" or something like that. I mean, he's a big, strong, tall target. You saw in that game, the ball went down the field. He went up and got the ball. Right? There's the ball. Get the ball. That's what you see. Now, a young guy. We have something we call a red line. You hold the red line. He drifted off the red line, stepped out of bounds, came back in. But I mean, that's all correctable. That's just But there's the ball. Go get the ball. You see the DBs now. Penn State has some very impressive athletes on that field now. In person, those of you are there to see it. But yet, it's hard for a DB to get up there and get your arms around that. That reaches substantially higher than anybody else that can reach. And that's what you see. Sam Benjamin's an extremely explosive guy. I mean, you talk about burst off the line. I mean, Khalif Urban is like, I mean, he is in tremendous hands. But when you're young, you make mistakes. You might go the wrong way. You might break a route off too short. I mean, all those things are. But when the play has to be made, you can be explosive. We need to get more. We need to get playmaking explosive. That's we have those guys. So let's let them mature. Let's let it happen then right now because we have them.
How much is that putting pressure on some of the seniors? Like if Hershey Walton steps in, maybe it's 6-7 tackles. How much is that putting pressure on some of the?
It's just good for your program. That's what it is. It's what it is. I mean, to me, you got the best players on the field, and there's got to be competition. It's good for everybody. Everyone needs competition. Everybody. So, I just think it's great for your program. I really do. I mean, I'm all into that.
But you don't I mean, what do you sacrifice when you play so many freshmen?
Nothing. Oh, wow. Wait, nothing. What are we talking about here? What do you sacrifice?
Yeah.
You sacrifice sometimes execution. On offense, to execute things have to be, if a route's supposed to be at 12 and the guy's at 8, it's a problem. It could be an interception. I mean, you can put a ball on the ground. You can, all the things that happen with young players. We're playing with 2 freshman offensive linemen right now. I think they're both going to be really good players. I really do. And they're playing, pretty solid right now. One guy got his first start at Penn State Stadium, But he did a remarkable job for a freshman. But what happens sometimes? Well, they have, what's his name, Hill, the 47's a very veteran, but he hit a swim. I mean, that's just all part of it. That's what it is. But that investment is going to come back. It's going to come back. Now, it might not come back next week, next month, but it's going to come back, and that's what it is. You know, we're building this thing for the long haul here. You know.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for
All right,
pouring
guys.
that.
Thanks.